sleeping. Did you get some?
So maybe other people.
Did Carlton give you some background history? Yes? Okay. So.
That's about the family and so forth.
Okay.
And did he tell you about the fire and all that?
He said the house was rebuilt after.
Yeah, they buried it.
But he didn't give us the full, like, the families.
And that part was just this section.
Come on in. You can come on in.
7 people were living in here. And this little thing.
Here, why don't we go back this way? Guys, come on in. Everybody can come in. We got another crew going here. Is that it? Okay, well, that's it for now. Go close the door and let's build up another crew.
Yeah. Warmed up.
Okay. All right.
You got the sort of a history about the Harveys outside and their politics and all that. And of course this was the main road out here. They developed the tavern. Place burned and the neighbors got the neighbors to rebuild it. They come and I think they rebuilt it in 4 days so they could move in here. Timber frame. And I believe that the fireplace and chimney were here before the fire, and they just rebuilt around it.
Yeah.
The fireplace would stand the fire fine. The granite rock on the hearth wouldn't stand it so well, so it got cracked and busted up, but that didn't make it so it wasn't serviceable. This is the main road out here. You get the traffic coming and going to the market down in Massachusetts and going up across the Connecticut River. And they did all kinds of things here. They had places for storage of animals. You could rent space if they wanted to. If they were bringing a dozen cattle to market, they had a place to store them and feed them and water them and all those things. And then on the return trip, they could come and stay here. They could probably get a drink if they wanted once the tavern got going. And some of the ledges we have were alcohol was one of the big items in the ledges. They sold a lot of it here. And of course, at that time, a lot of places water wasn't safe to drink, so that's a good reason to have it. Yeah. Some of the stuff in this room is original Harvey stuff. And this desk here was made by Harvey, not the ones that lived here, but a relative of theirs. Built this desk. It's beautiful. And this is Bob Bristol, whose family bought the house from the Baileys when they sold it in 1941. Some of this painting is by his mother. And there's other paintings in here, and other things that she did. She's a very talented woman.
You got the front door. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
And she did a lot of things. The Bristols saved the house. One of the things that I feel is important that Matthew Harvey, when he died, he left the house to the oldest son, who was Jonathan, as the old English custom used to be. The other children got a little, but not much. When he wound up with the house, he had 5 or 6 kids and only one son who died young, so the girls wound up with it. 2 of the girls married, a Knowlton and a Watson, and they lived here. Their husbands died and they come back and lived here as widows. They didn't get along, so they shared the house, half of the house each, and just didn't get along. And then I recently found out that the Baileys Abby Bailey come down from Vermont. Her name was True, and she, I believe, was a daughter. Jonathan's oldest daughter's name was Caroline, and recently decided that she was what they call a cougar today. She married the hired man that was working here. He was probably almost 20 years younger than she was, which was kind of interesting. But anyways, Abby Toole come from her line, and then she married Bailey, and they moved back here and wound up with a house from her. In the meantime, the other two daughters had died. They were living here, and so she come down and moved here and lived here for 1941 when the Bristols bought it. And the farm had pretty much grown up and been sold off. Lots of bits and pieces. The field was grown up out here. The mustard field was all trees and everything. The Bristols had it all the lumber cut and cleaned off and had the field raked with a tractor, a bulldozer with a rake on it and fixed it up. And Bob bought back every piece that he could get of the original farm.
Nice.
Except the piece on the interstate, where the interstate took it. So the farm is essentially the way it was originally. Which is quite nice.
We're going to see a little something. We want to get you guys into this beautiful house. Before you go, we just want to tell you about the hearthside cooking that's going on here. I want to show you something. You want to come here? I want to show you how this works. I'm cooking a chicken right here. And this chicken is going to cook for about 6 hours this way. And it's going to be so delicious. I'm going to take it home and eat it with my family. And then in here we have some stewed vegetables going on. And we have some apples in here. And I could have a whole lot of things going on. I could be making a pie in here. I could be making some muffins. I wanted to ask you if you know what this is. Do you know what that might be? Do you have any idea what that might be?
Toaster. I think so.
I think it's a toast.
You are exactly right. It's a toaster. It's perfect. So we would hang it right here, and then we would kick it with our toe, and we call it a toaster. Okay? So that's for making toast. And then we've got a bake oven right here. This is really cool. So you build a fire in here, and you have that fire go for several hours. You take the fire out, you save the ashes become soap, everything gets saved, everything gets used. The brick holds onto the heat, and you can bake all day long in there. A bake oven all day. You can make muffins, you can make bread, you can make pies, you can make cookies, and everything. And this time of year, everybody is working really, really hard, the whole family. Working really hard to get everything ready for winter. So the vegetables have to go in the root cellar, the meats have to get smoked, anything that can be dried is hung right here to dry. The milk is turned into butter and cheese, goes into a box like this, goes down into the well for the winter to keep cool. They're making lots of beer because the beer is nutritious, and it gets you through the long winter. So anyway. So everything is going on right now. This would be a really, really busy time of the year. Incredibly busy because everything's got to be prepared for winter. Okay? So this is a beautiful house. We have two wonderful young women who will take you around the house and show you different parts of it.
Yeah. Okay, we can go out this way.
Thank you. That was awesome.
So you just all scoot over this way. There's a couple more artifacts like right here. I'm sorry, Harley. This is these are both Harvey. So this was the Harvey like fire bucket. So this would be filled with water, and everyone would have one. It's made out of leather. And then there were also the two yokes. This is a smaller one, which would have been for a child or a woman, and this would have been for a woman. Or milk buckets or water buckets, wherever they use it. We also have this, which is made out of
And I think Charlie was talking to you about the two sisters who moved here. This is one of the sisters, the Watson sisters. This is her parlor. And the china set was Maud Bristol's original, and a lot of the china things are from the Bristols. These chairs, 7 chairs, are from the Hardys. That corner cabinet was carved by Maud Bristol. And interestingly, when she took out the cover that was there, she found this wallpaper behind it. And they sent it to a place in Massachusetts where they were able to redo it, and they were able to put it up on the walls. And then on the windows, we have the Indian shutters, which is pretty much an earlier form of storm shutters. And there's a horsehair couch right over there. And a lot of the windows are original from the 1700s.
Good too.